Can you hear that? That's 450 horsepower of awesome coming at you because the K5 Blazer is done. Let's go. All right, everybody, this is a proud day. This project that I started with my friends at Summit Racing has come to a incredible close, and I could not be happier. I mean, do you hear that? Oh my gosh. I'm so excited. All right, I'll stop. Let me show you around. I mean, you think about how long ago we started this, and now look at it. So first off, this is what a patina build to me is all about. See this rough door here? Yeah, but then look inside. Take a look at what Ross and the folks at TMI came up with. I mean, number one, plaid is rad, but from the dash pad, the console, everything about this now just screams, I am a custom hot rod. Now, I gotta give a big shout out to my friends at Summit for all their help, and also my buddy Scott and everybody at Holley that came together and jumped in to really make this build over the top, because inside, outside, everything about this thing is different when you look at it, except we tried to keep the story of this truck unique and the same. So it came from Colorado, came to me from my friend in Iowa, but then you look at how many things we used from Brothers and from Summit, whether it was the suspension lift from Tough Country, the wheels from my friends at Detroit Steel, of course, Mob Steel. We ran 33-inch grabbers on here, but really under the hood is where this thing shines. When you look under this hood, again, it's the mix of old versus new, right? This had an old LT1 from something in it when I got it. We pulled that out. We replaced it with a 5.3 Summit Racing built LS. Now this thing puts out 450 horsepower, then topped it off with a Holley EFI Sniper setup, complete with, I mean, the tuning capabilities alone are amazing in here. Of course, you know, we got a big Odyssey battery powering everything, MSD setup. We did a cool mix with Brothers parts, and also like we used the vintage air kit as much as we could. Randy and the team at the Kenwood Rod Shop did an incredible job. We actually used a set of headers that we had for my RWB 911 that we built there. If you haven't checked out that video, you've got to. I'll make sure I'll link it. But this setup is so cool. You can see, of course, we got the big Bear brakes setup as well. Those pink calipers, they're hiding, but they're there. And you love them. I do too. When you look at the grill, I just wanted it really clean. So again, you know, new grill from Brothers. We did the Holley Retro Bright setup, which is really cool to have a vintage style LED. I picked up a new license plate at the antique store because, again, patina, like it's a mix, right? Patinaed license plate. This is the Medlock Bears 1972 Champs. No clue where they are. I don't know where Medlock is. If you know of the Bears, tell me. I'd love to see. But my friend David at Union Pacific sent us a lot of cool LEDs to put around this thing as well. But man, it sounds so good. It drives so great. A huge part of this setup and why it works so well are, of course, friends. So my buddy Zach at GearStar, two amazing guys there, built this 4L80E start to finish, just two people. What's so cool is that we called them and said, okay, this is what we're gonna run for the rear end, this is the tire size, this is the power, and they custom build exactly what you want. There's no one else out there doing that. So if you're one of those people like us, you're trying to mix and match, what am I gonna put together? Especially if you're gonna run like that 5.3 from Summit, there's not a better bang for your buck out there, especially with their warranty. But my buddy Casey Currie, I called Casey and said, hey man, this is what we're working on. Can we talk about a rear end for it? And he's like, absolutely. So it's a 9-inch rear setup that they build. Again, it's so cool to have people that are passionate about our industry that you can call and say, hey, this is what I'm trying to do. I want it to be this kind of good mix of old and new. And you can look at like the fact that we refinished the top, the glass power windows now, it was all about making that perfect setup. But Currie Enterprises, what they can do with the rear end and everything you need, you just can't beat it. Now, if you saw the video, you know my friend Richard Waitas from Magnaflow came out and made me a custom catback setup on here. Because again, part of the team Magnaflow, I'm so proud to be, and it sounds incredible. I can't get over the interior. That's the thing that when you look at this, I mean, take a look in here. Everything about this is just so nice. The way it's set up. I know summertime when we pull the top off, it's gonna be incredible. But it's funny, I think my daughters are gonna fight over who gets this, but they seem to think that this will be one of their first cars. I don't have a nice way of telling them. 450 horsepower, retro mod, and a 72 Blazer, probably not gonna be any of your first cars, because this is an awesome truck. We did the Ring Brothers door handles on the outside, and of course the hood hinges. Their stuff is so sleek and so next level. But when you look in here and see this mix of the TMI interior, the seatbelt planet seat belts to match the console. Monty and the guys did a custom stereo setup. We hid the subwoofer underneath the seats. We've got a nice center setup too. I just can't get over the little things. Like, let me show you this dash. Now, when you sit in here, what I love is that, again, it's this mix of old and new. Let's fire it up. One thing that's super cool about this Holly dash, if you get tired of what the gauges look like, just swipe over, pick a different one. Dig it. Let's just check that RPM. Oh yeah. It helps to turn it off so you can hear me, because again, it's got an incredible growl to it. But what you can see, again, original dash, didn't touch it. We trimmed it out so we could put the radio in, and then Monty and the crew made this really nice setup there. I mean, Randy is so talented at taking these ridiculous projects that I hand him and going, okay, here's what I want. I want it to feel brand new in here, but look old and vintage outside. I mean, underneath we use steel it, clean the whole frame up. Everything's different underneath there, you know, but again, this was exactly what I want. I mean, it's like trying to build a real life Hot Wheels, and we did it. The top is finished with essentially like a bed liner, kind of a texture to it. We also refinished the roll bar. My daughters have all been in here and they love it. Again, it's a cruiser, but you know what? We gotta take it for a ride. You guys wanna go for a ride? Let's go. Buckle up. Now, this is a 1972 K5 Blazer, right? Short wheelbase, 4x4. So it certainly doesn't handle like a sports car, but knowing what I was trying to do, you know, I was trying to do like an OEM plus. That's why I went with these 18-inch mob steel wheels on here. This is their Del Rey setup. So it gives you a little peek at that custom 4-wheel disc brake setup from Bear Brakes. And the brakes are so impressive. Okay, yes, the calipers are bubblegum pink, but you know, why not? Well, we just do something quiet that hides in there? No chance. Tires are 33 by 10.5. Again, I'm not trying to make a mud truck here. I wanted a custom retro cruiser, something I could take the top off and enjoy all summer, and in the winter put the top on and really go cruising. Now, one thing that's so cool about a place like Summit Racing is because so many of these parts were in their warehouse, I could either A, run down to McDonough, which is about an hour from me, and get everything I need, or order it super fast shipping. Huge thanks to Nan and Alan and everybody at Summit that always helps make these projects possible. I couldn't do it without you, and I love you guys. I'll tell you what, every time I'm stopped and I hear that nice quiet little growl, Richard did such a great job with this exhaust. As did Ryan Eversley, who stood there. Hi, Ryan. Woo! It's funny, every time I finish a project, people always ask me, so what are you gonna build next? And I'm like, I don't know. I have to take a minute, because turns out these things are expensive when you don't have time to do them yourself, or you don't have the skill set that a lot of these things take that I don't necessarily have for all of it. But man, when you have a great shop like the Kenwood Rod Shop, there's a reason that those guys are my friends, and I keep going back for everything I can. Huge thanks to Randy Love him. It's funny to think how many cars we've built together over the years, and did our TV show Lost in Transmission together with my friend George. Who else? Of course, Rick and everybody at Vintage Air, Alan and everybody at Odyssey for always powering these great projects we work on together, Zach and the team at GearStar to build this transmission exactly the way that I wanted it, for the power to sit behind that 450 horsepower LS, but also to know how we were going to use it, tire size, gear ratio, everything else. You guys crushed it. There's no one else that I want to work with in the transmission space more than you guys. I appreciate y'all so much. Huge thanks to Scott at Holly for all his help. Couldn't have done it without you. Holly Performance Products. They've got everything under the sun. You got to go check them out. Casey Currie, love you, brother. You're the best. No one else's rear end I want underneath me. My daughter Millie, she said we should call it the MK5, and I think that's an awesome idea. The MK5. So this is it, 72 MK5. It's done. Thanks for watching. Hope you guys liked this project. This was a big one. If you didn't see the start, go back, check it out. But make sure you like, subscribe, share with your friends, tell everybody else about it. This thing's fun, and hopefully I'll see you out on the Hot Rod Power Tour. Thanks for watching, y'all. See you next time.